Welcome to Deep Thought, the Echo. Now, this is something I'm not sure if I've mentioned this, or talked about it on a video before, but I was just moved to talk about it again. Now, what is the Echo? If you go through life, okay, here's a great example. Say in February of 2018, I had car trouble. Right, had car trouble, stuff just wasn't working right or whatever, right? So I take it and I get it fixed, right? Okay, fine. The Echo in simple terms is having car trouble in February 2019. And Echo is simply, it's a repeat of an event that happened around the same time next year. Like if you always meet, for me, an Echo is always get a lump sum of money around March of every year. As long as I can remember, I would get jobs. I remember in March of 1992, right? Needed a job, got it right away, right? And every March since then, I always get a lump sum of money. I say I will get a lump sum of money in 2 times of the year, March and November. It's an Echo. Like I probably made this past March, I made more money in a single month than I ever did in life. Like every single March, it never fails. I always get a raise, a lump sum of money, a windfall, something, right? And that's not even counting like tax returns or something like that. That's not even counting it. Because the tax returns, first of all, I always file my taxes early. So I would always get that in February. So I wouldn't even count that. But around March of every year. Or I would meet women like around the same time every year. Like it would be something. Or breakups would always occur around the same time every year. Those are echoes. What happens is, now, a lot of people don't believe in astrology, stars, and everything like that, but the reality is we are affected by outside forces. You know, we're affected by the seasons, the energy, and everything. So we tend to do the same thing around the same time every year, and like stuff will just happen. That's the Echo. And the Echo can even be likened to history. That's why, history goes in cycles. Like the same thing will happen, something that happened in the 60s will happen again maybe 50 years later. So, you have micro echoes, personal ones, and then you have macro ones that affect society. In fact, people who can logically use logic to predict what's going to happen, that's basically what they're doing. They're looking at the time period, what happened and everything, and then they're looking at present conditions, and it's like, oh, wait, it's the same thing, And in fact, knowing an Echo, like every time something significant happens, you should write it down. Every time, like if you have a breakup, write down the date. If your car breaks down, write down the date. Like I have a situation now where I live where my dryer needs to be repaired, and I noticed it seemed like almost every August since I moved into where I live, something's up with the dryer. It's like it's an Echo. And sometimes if you know that, here's a little secret, if you know like around a certain time of year something is going to happen, then you know to prepare for it. Like using the car example again, right? And actually I haven't had the car really break down. I haven't had this car ever break down, really. But so, knock on wood. But if you know, like a certain time of year, your car always break down, then you already know, okay, that time is coming. Let me just take it to the shop now, right? Or if you know that a certain time of year, you always have a breakup or maybe even an argument with a woman. You already know, okay, this is coming. I need to chill out around this time. I need to do something different, right? Because I've had them happen. I've had them happen. If you know around this time of year, you always have a breakup. Think about it. You're like, okay, wait a minute. All right, maybe I need to do something real romantic with my mate this time of year, or maybe I need to change something, or I might need to just be very patient or be quiet or something. You already know it's like this is coming. This energy is coming this time of year. Boom, let me do something about it. Now, if you know it, if you know these things, you can predict what's going to happen. That gives you a lot of power. Because one, you can prepare for it. Two, since you know it's coming, it's like, oh, okay, I can address it better. Like, let me use the breakup thing for example, right? All right. Or no, the argument thing. Okay, you with a mate, you like every time you notice every time around a certain time you get in an argument with whoever you made it with, right? All right. So then this is coming up now. So you already know you're taking precautions now. You being extra patient, you watching your behavior and stuff. Then you go through the same time and, you know, instead of a knockdown, drag out argument, it might be just a disagreement. Okay, fine. It's like, boom, right? All right. So you go through everything again. It's coming up again, right? Because you know it's coming and you taking precautions, it doesn't happen. See, that's the thing about the echo. It doesn't happen. Instead of like having like some type of fight or disagreement, yeah, you had the most romantic time. It actually, because you had foreknowledge, you were actually able to change something and actually create a different type of echo. Because then, okay, you started off fighting the first year, like knockdown, drag out. The second year, just some disagreement, nothing bad. The third year, you kind of change everything around it. It's a wonderful like time. Or no, let me make it easy. It's a peaceful time. It's peaceful, no problem. It's kind of neutral. Then when you go the next year, come around that time again, then it's more romantic. All of a sudden, a few years later, around that time of year, it's like a great time, and it's like boom. It's like the sex is on point, everything. Boom, that's the echo. And see, that's part of that is spiraling. It's like a spiral staircase. You always, every year, people are either spiraling up or spiraling down. So what you want to do, you want to spiral up. So, you know, let me use a car example again, right? You have car trouble in February, right? The next year, you kind of know it's coming. So you keep the car, you take it in early. You like get an oil change, get everything checked, brakes checked and everything, right? Boom. Then, the next, then when that February come again, everything cool. But then the February after that, you get a new car. All right? And also too, with any echo, with anything bad like that, it's kind of telling you to look at something and to change something. That's the real lesson, and not that just something bad happened or even something good happened, but to learn a lesson. And what usually happens is until you learn the lesson, you might have to change some behavior, you might have to pay attention more, something. It might, the echo could be telling you to get another job. Until you change it, it keeps getting worse. Like, use the car example one more time, right? All right, so one year the car breaks down. You don't pay attention to the lesson, right? No, well, let me make it mild. Okay, so 1 year, maybe you have some engine trouble. No, let me make it even easier. Okay, 1 year you get a flat in a weird place, right? And you don't think much about it. But then the next year around that same time, you have engine trouble, right? And then you still don't do anything. But then the third time, the car just dies. And it dies in like an inconvenient place. All right? It's like, boom. That's how it works. So pay attention to that. Like any significant event, just write it down. Write it down. And then write it down. Then, when the next time it comes up, it's like, boom, something's happening. So anyway, that's it for today. Just think on this. Peace and blessings.